Coming up on this episode of Coastin With Quayz, I head to Six Flags Great Adventure for an icy cold and windy opening day. While I'm there, I get on some of my favorite roller coasters at the park, and I also get to check out the new Boardwalk area that they are currently renovating in 2026. On top of that, I get my first in-person look at Project Purple, the new roller coaster for 2027. I'm so excited for the 2026 coaster season, so let's jump right into this Coastin With Quayz park vlog. Well, hello and welcome to Coastin With Quayz. This is Quayz here, and today I'm here at Six Flags Great Adventure for opening day. So before I get into the vlog, if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, that would be a lot of help to me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. Also, if you could like and comment, that would also be a huge help. Every like, every comment, every sub, that gets my reach out there, gets more views, which means I can create more content for you. So, this is my first vlog of the 2026 season. If you have been watching my Coaster Tour North America series, little side note or secret, that was filmed in 2025. So this is my actual first vlog of the 2026 season, and I'm at Great Adventure, which is one of my home parks. This and Dorney Park are my home parks. I'm excited to get into the park today. I already took a little bit of a look at Project Purple, so that's coming along nicely. It looks like they already have the first launch and what looks like is going to be a zero-G stall installed. So hopefully in the park we can see a little bit more of that. I also want to check out the new expansion that they're doing for the Boardwalk. So the Shoreline Pier. There's going to be 5 rides of that, including a roller coaster for this year in 2026. On top of that, I want to get on some of my favorite coasters like Nitro, El Toro, and Flash. So let's get into the park and see what we can get into. One thing I would like to mention is that it is 40 degrees and windy today. So in 2025 on opening day, it was beautiful. It was like 75, 80 degrees. The park was mobbed. So it already looks like the park is not nearly as full today, and I'm here at about noon, which is about an hour after open. So I'm hoping that means that it's easy to get on rides. The only downfall is if that it's colder, some of the rides might not be running. So we'll see when we get into the park. And just like that, I'm in. And the good news is, right behind me, Flash is running, as you see it go by. So the entrance plaza looks great. This country is celebrating 250 years. So, since the US is 250 this year, they have some statues and things that go back to the early history of our country, since this area in New Jersey is close to like the Delaware River where George Washington crossed. Next to the fountain, we can see the newly repainted Main Street Pub. So this is an eatery in the park that has been fixed up for this season with some new food options. So maybe we'll check that out, considering that my Dorney Park pass with the All Parks Passport and meal plan now gets me food here at Great Adventure this year. Upon closer examination, the Main Street Pub is not ready for business yet, but I'll be back here later this year. So hopefully in a month or so it'll be ready to go. It is really nice to see that the Coca-Cola refresh stations are starting to show up a lot at the Legacy Six Flags parks. I think I'm actually going to start by going past Movietown and Batman, and I think I'm going to start at Nitro. So let's do that. Let's get our first coaster of 2026 on Nitro. just got my first ride of 2026 on Nitro, and it was cold, but it was a lot of fun. Airtime was really good. Obviously, it's not running real hot right now, so it wasn't quite as forceful, or the airtime wasn't quite as strong as it normally is in the middle of the summer. But Nitro is always good. It is a top-tier B&M hyper. Took about 20 minutes or so to get on. There's only a few coasters open right now. There's Flash, there's Medusa, but Toro's closed, Superman's closed, Jersey Devil's closed. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get on next. The wait time for Flash is about an hour, so I might head over there and try to get on a ride on that next. Here we have the 2026 park map, and as you can see, the Boardwalk area is shown as coming soon, so that should open up around Memorial Day. Nothing here for Project Purple, but at some point this season that will get announced. To make my way over to Flash, I'm going to head through Gotham City here. Unfortunately, Batman's not running, otherwise I'd get a ride on that, but I'm going to make my way over and see what's what over by Flash. The Dark Knight coaster, which is the indoor Wild Mouse coaster here at Great Adventure, is running today, but I think I'm going to skip that one for now. So continue on to Flash. If you were going to Great Adventure back in the Batman and Robin the Chiller days, you might remember this building right here. This is where that ride stood. And then over here in the distance is Flash. Made it back to Flash. Flash is a Vekoma Super Boomerang, the first one here in the US. This is a ride that will always be close to my heart because the first ever media day that I got to attend was here at Great Adventure for Flash. So I know that this is going to be a long wait, but I'm going to get in line and get on this ride. Well, I did it. I got my ride on the Flash today. I actually checked the app and it said that it was going to be 90 minutes. It was more like 70. But that is quite a bit for this ride. When I was here for Media Day, it was so nice to just get on this ride and get on this ride. But with regular general attendance, it's a little bit harder. There's no switch track, so they have to load the train, let it cycle, unload, reload, and so forth. I think Great Adventure could really improve operations on this ride if they had more people working the station. There's one person on each side, and then they have to recheck seats. The one girl had to recheck a seat, go all the way to the front of the car, and then go all the way to the back of the train for where she had to stand to dispatch. So I think that if that improved, and if they put a single rider line in, operations could be a little bit better. But this ride's awesome. It's my number 3 in the park. Definitely behind El Toro and Nitro, but it's super smooth, and the hang time on this little bad Larry right here is incredible. I am definitely feeling hungry, so I think I'm going to make my way past Flash and over to Granny's and see if they have anything open over there. I have made it over to Granny's. Let's see what kind of food I can get. Stopped at Granny's. The choices for food are normally meatloaf, chicken fingers, and barbecue chicken, but today it was just chicken fingers, so that's what I had. Honestly, they were kind of weak for chicken fingers. I got literally the last ones in the barrel of chicken fingers, and then they replaced them. But it was tasty, it fueled me up, so now I'm ready to move on. I think what I want to do now is check out what's going on over at the Boardwalk. So I'm going to make my way across the park and see what's going on over there. As I'm making my way to the Boardwalk, the Main Street Pub is now open. If I would have known that, I actually would have had lunch here instead of Granny's, so next time I will check that out. I do get 2 meals per visit with my meal plan, but it's about 3:30 right now, so you have to wait 4 hours between meals. I won't be able to get another meal today, but next time I'll check out the Main Street Pub. It looks like they've got fish and chips and some other snacks and things in there. Here I am at the carousel, so to the left here is where the Boardwalk is, so let's check out to see what they've done so far. One thing of note is that the Boardwalk project is a multi-year project. So they have talked about how over the next couple of years they do want to renovate things like the facades of all the games and things. So not everything is going to be done this year. Further in is where the massive expansion is going to be that opens up around Memorial Day. So let's get over there. The first change of note is that the game stalls that you see here used to have a couple of rows, now it's just one. So this area right here is opened up. And then in the distance, we can see Project Purple, the new roller coaster for next year. The fence here kind of closes off the area of land that you used to be able to walk on the way back to Superman. And as you can see, the new roller coaster is right beyond the fence. So the station for this ride is going to be right here on the Boardwalk. So let me know in the comments, what do you think the theme of this ride is going to be? Is it going to be themed to the Boardwalk? We know that the color scheme is purple and gray, so I don't know if that's going to fit into the theme at all. Behind me is the newly added pathway that they have here, and it's stamped concrete, but they made it look like a boardwalk, which makes sense. And then they have the area in which the new boardwalk renovation is going to be that opens up later this year. They have some signage and stuff kind of showing what that will look like, but there's supposed to be 5 rides that will be on the boardwalk, one of which is the old Raging Cajun spinning coaster from Six Flags America that's being relocated here with a new name and a new color scheme. The app says 15 minutes for Superman, so I'm going to get a quick ride on this because normally the wait is really, really long on this. Superman was a station wait. They're only running 1 car right now, so that's the only reason there was any wait, which is very rare for this ride. So it was an enjoyable ride. If I'm being totally honest, most B&M flying coasters are not my cup of tea. The only one that is exceptionally awesome is Flying Dinosaur at Universal Studios in Japan, and that ride is amazing. But this one and all of the other Superman clones, for the most part, the pretzel loop is really cool, the drop is cool, but the rest of it's just kind of staring at the ground while you twist around a little bit. So I'm going to move on, but fun ride. I am glad that I got a ride on Superman because the views of Project Purple from Superman are awesome. Like, you can see the whole construction site. For now, it's pretty much just the launch and what looks like to be the stall. But seeing what they've done here already to this boardwalk area and what they have planned for the future is really, really promising. This area has been really ugly for many years. They've already gotten rid of the nasty old blacktop that was behind us. So that's going to be a really nice area once the boardwalk opens up around Memorial for the fully refreshed look. And then next year, Project Purple over here, I can tell it's going to be awesome. You know, when I first heard about the potential of maybe what this ride could be, which we don't even really know for sure yet, I wasn't quite as excited, but seeing it here, it really has me excited for next year. So I can't wait to come back to this area in about a month or so and see the progress that they made there. Now what I want to do is I want to get over to El Toro because they have retracked a bunch of El Toro. So I want to see if I can get a ride on that and see how smooth it is now. As I'm making my way to El Toro, they have this new spring break celebration stage here. They have revamped the safari this year, so it looks like they're going to have some entertainment and stuff here throughout the year, and especially this spring to start. As I get closer to the entrance of El Toro, one thing to note about this roller coaster is the way that it was constructed. So a lot of the track, or pretty much all of the track, was prefabricated by Intamin, meaning that they put the track together off-site and then kind of attached it like Legos when they got here. So you'll see that some of the joints are actually steel. So in the retracking process of this ride, they're able to work on the track in their workshop, not here at the site of the roller coaster, and then they install it later. Well, I waited about an hour and 15 minutes to get on El Toro. They're running one train, and if you've never been on El Toro before, sometimes, like, if you don't fit on the train, they really push down hard to get you in, and there was a few people that they kept trying and trying and trying. Ultimately, they had to get off, which is unfortunate, but I got on, and I was probably about in the middle of the train on a non-wheel seat, so it was incredibly smooth. The new track in all the sections that they put it in worked wonders. I believe they put it in the big turnaround after the first few major airtime hills, and then they retracked a lot of the big twister section, and it is running super, super smooth. So usually I ride in a non-wheel seat so that it's not as rough, but I might have to check out some of the other rows and things in the ride to see how they're running, but I will do that later in the year because unfortunately the park closes in about 25 minutes or so. So I think this is going to be a perfect time for me to end the vlog. Overall, I'd say opening day here at Great Adventure was a lot of fun. I got on my top 3 coasters at the park. I got to check out the new boardwalk area that they're working on, as well as Project Purple. So I'm really, really excited for everything that's happening here at Great Adventure. I can't wait to come back in about a month and check out the progress and also get on some more rides. But until next time, if you could do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, and keep on coasting.